Love Island episode 3, and am I the only one finding it difficult to differentiate between these girls? Like, some of them look exactly the same to me. Last year, I was doing so well and I was remembering all their names and I was putting all the pictures up at the back and it was going fine. But this year, I'm actually struggling. Like, even when I'm trying to put the pictures behind me, I'm like, I don't even know who that is. Okay, so what I'm going to say here actually sounds a bit nasty, but when Munveer was talking to Patsy and she was like, oh, I've got a disability and like sometimes I can't lift my arm, I've got no strength in my arm and I can't do my hair, so you might have to help me. I don't know, I was just kind of like, the way she said it, like of course there's nothing wrong with having a disability and asking for help, right? But I felt like she was just saying it as if like, oh, I've got a disability and I'm different. Do you know what I mean? Like, I know that that sounds really bad, but it's just the way it came across. I don't know, like, let me know what you think. Joey and Sam were having a chat, and yesterday I was saying, I don't know if she actually likes Joey or if she just likes him because he's a celebrity. But the more I see him speak to him, that I actually do think that she likes him. Let me know what you think in the comments. But then they were kissing, and I'm like, do you know what? They need to do something about these kissing noises. It's not good to watch. Like, it actually puts me off watching it. Right, so I believe Ronnie's paired up with Jess. Let me know in the comments if I'm wrong. But he was saying, oh, now that Joey's picked Samantha, then that means I can put all my eggs in one basket and like I'll not be having a wandering eye or whatever. And I thought, really? How long's that going to last? Ayo and Mimi went up to the terrace, and I really like the fact that he keeps pulling her for chats. He's being honest about how he feels like she's the only one that he's interested in. But then when he was like, oh, can I show you something quickly? And then kissed her, I was like, oh, is that all you've got? Is that it? I would rather somebody just ask me for a kiss rather than say, can I show you something? It was a bit weird. Kieran pulled Nicole for a chat and he took her into the hideaway, so obviously they can go in there whenever they want now. So I wonder how that's going to work. But Harriet was right to be upset because he told her that he liked her and that they were getting on well, and he didn't even say, oh, by the way, I'm going to pull somebody else for a chat. And then he had the actual audacity to go into the hideaway. Like, it was out of order. So when they came out the hideaway, Harriet was raging with Kieran and Nicole thought that she was in a huff with her. And then Nicole was crying out and she was upset and she's like, oh, I'll just revisit it tomorrow, but I'm dreading it. Like, no, that is not me, right? See, if I have got an issue with somebody or they've got an issue with me, I'm not leaving it till tomorrow. I can't go to sleep when there's something on my mind like that, or if I'm arguing with somebody. Like, we're sorting it now. Do you know what I mean? Tomorrow's not going to help me. It needs to be done now. So for whatever reason, Harriet and Nicole decided to wait till the next day before they discussed this. And then Harriet had said, oh, I wasn't giving you a dirty look, I was just upset and I was crying and I was just trying to get out of the way. Now, why couldn't they just have said that the night before and saved all the stress? So Munveer obviously sees all this drama and he thinks, shit, if I'm going to be pulling other girls for a chat, I better tell her first. So when he tells Patsy that he's going to be talking to other girls just to get to know them, and she's like, right, that's totally fine, but she's pulling this face like, I know the face, right? She's just trying to act as if everything's cool, like, on you go, but she's actually raging. So for whatever reason, Harriet thought it would be a good idea to go to Samantha and say that she was going to pull Joey to the hideaway for a chat. And I was like, oh my god, that is such a redneck. Talk about being obvious. Do you know what I mean? Like, she didn't even just pull him for a chat. It was literally like, oh, he went to the hideaway, so I'm going. Like, everybody knows what she's doing. And then she's got a cheek to turn around to everybody else and say, oh, are you 12? Like, she is literally acting like a child. So she's got every right to pull whoever she wants. But Samantha was right. Like, she was the only one who was totally there for her. And then she comes to her. She could have pulled anybody. And she's like, that, I'm going to pull Joey. So Harriet and Joey are in the hideaway and he's like, oh, I'm just quite flirty. Like, that's just the way I am. Meanwhile, the lassies in the house are like, oh, you're giving mature vibes. Like, that's not mature vibes, right? If you can't talk to a lassie without flirting with her, that's not mature. Grow the fuck up. And then they were like wetting each other and like being all flirty and like, and see, actually watching them flirting, it was so bad because when she says, I've only had one boyfriend, see, like when people repeat what the other person said, she's like that, I've only ever had one boyfriend. He's like, oh, you've only had one boyfriend? And then she says, oh, you're really good looking or whatever, and he's like, like pure fake laugh. It was hard. Like, it was really difficult to watch. And then when they were wetting each other, This always comes to mind when I watch this every year. Like, see when they actually use the toys, what happens with them? Do they just take them away and clean them or what? Because I feel as if it should be like, right, you've used that, now you take that home. So at this point, Samantha's told absolutely everybody in the house that Harriet pulled Jo to the hideaway to get back at Kieran. And then when he took her for a chat, and he was like, oh, did you do that to get back at me? And she's like, no, not at all. And he's like, oh, would you have done that anyway? And she's like, oh yeah, I'd done it. And I'm like, why are you lying? Why are you lying? It's making you look like a child. So they brought in a new bombshell, Uma, who is absolutely stunning. And that was quite dramatic because they had to line up the boys and blindfold them, and then she came in and kissed them. And then she ended up taking Ayo away into the hideaway, and I was like, oh, that is dramatic. Like, that is actually dramatic, right? But she had says to Joey, oh, I'll see you later, right? So she'll be taking him in later or tomorrow or whatever. But I think that she's beautiful. Let me know in the comments what you think of the new bombshell. And hopefully there's going to be a lot more twists like this.